Hi Brad, thanks so much for joining us from our New York office. Great to have you.
Thank you for having me. What are you seeing from a trends perspective in the UK reward market at the moment?
Been a positive year in many ways, but also a little bit interesting, quite patchy in terms of work. Q1 got off to a great start, fairly even spread across sectors as well, but then Q2 and the start of Q3 so far hasn't quite kind of developed into the buoyant market that we were hoping for. In terms of how we've been interacting with the US, I think there's a couple of subsectors like the boutique FS space, some tech businesses where we're seeing firms headquartered in the States that are basically looking for that almost number two or head of Europe, head of UK, or rest of the world based out of London to support the global head based out of perhaps the New York office, for example. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of hiring activity in that area at the moment.
Seeing anything from a skills demand perspective? Is there any particular skills that clients are looking for recently?
Yeah, I think there's a big emphasis on tech stack in the HR space and data usage, analytics. We hosted a people analytics event recently, and I think one of the big outcomes from that was that yes, there's more firms hiring dedicated people analytics teams, but actually it's going back into the HR BP roles and the reward positions and more emphasis on those professionals to have those skills to ensure the data literacy across the organisation is much better. So certainly I've seen with a few head of reward searches recently, including those where the headquarters have been in the US, there's been a lot of questioning in the interview around, okay, what HR systems have you implemented recently and what have you been doing in terms of reporting, analytics, enhancing processes? So these reward professionals, if they haven't already, need to work on getting that skill set under their belt, basically. Brad, I know you work with a number of UK headquartered organisations that are making hires in the US. What are they looking for at the moment in terms of candidates and skill set?
We've seen a number of European firms enter the US market just because it represents such a large opportunity. It's a huge market. The US market differs from Europe in terms of benefits, particularly a huge cost for organizations in the US. We tend to see compensation and benefits as separate skill sets, so less of a combination than here in the UK or Europe. Technology, obviously, huge investment at the moment. As you said, we're looking for reward professionals with a strong technological understanding so they can work with their systems partners to really embed that across the reward function.
Brad, what are you seeing in the benefits landscape at the moment in the US and what's the relationship between the US and UK benefits teams that you're seeing?
It's a huge cost for organizations, so that they're always looking at, I think, utilization. There's still a trend. I think organizations are trying to navigate how they can continue to personalize benefits in the US. We're seeing a renewed investment in financial wellness programs for employees. Mental health is still front of mind, obviously, for a lot of organizations, so there's an additional investment in that space as well.
Yeah, sounds good. I think we're seeing somewhat similar trends in the UK. Certainly the wellness piece has become huge over here. The flexible benefits piece, we're seeing a lot of organisations implement more flexible benefit platforms and giving employees, I guess, more choice with their benefits offering. And wellness is forming a much more significant part within benefit roles. I feel like we're seeing a lot of globalisation projects as well. So I think there's a closer interaction between US benefit teams as well as the UK and European benefit functions to make sure there's continuity and I guess more of a uniform plan across countries where possible, but obviously still navigating those intricacies and nuances of certain local benefit plans.
Thank you so much for having me in London today, Nick.
Great to have you, Brad. Look forward to working with you on more searches across the US and UK.